Gauteng police are still searching for an unknown number of suspects following a spate of alleged gang-related shooting incidents, which left 5 people dead in Westbury and Eldorado Park. On Friday, 4 people were shot dead in Westbury, whilst 1 person was shot dead in Eldorado Park. Circumstances surrounding the incidents are still unknown at this stage. Now, let's discuss this further. We're now joined in studio by Westbury Community Activist Jefferson Alistair Johnson. Thank you so much, Jefferson, for your time this afternoon. Now, just according to your observations, I mean, we've been here so many times in terms of gang violence in Westbury, particularly. What, according to your observation, would it take to bring an end to gang violence in your area?
Well, thanks for having me, Nati. Firstly, I'd like to say, we've had the police come into our area since the year 2018, or shall I say 2015, when we had our first protest in the area based on gang violence. And there was absolutely no stability brought into the area. And then also when we had another protest last year, which was 2022, in October, when we had 2 boys that were shot on the very same day. And also there was a deployment made in October that ended in March this year. And ever since, there was no stability in our area continuously. So I would think, collectively with the police and the community, that's the only thing and the only way that we'll be able to enforce, shall I say, stability in the area.
I mean, we've been talking, of course, a lot about some of the interventions that have been made. In fact, when there was a deployment last year, towards the end of last year to January this year, where specialized units were brought into the community, you saw a remarkable difference. But when those units pulled out, the gangs started again. There is some sort of disconnect, would you say, between police intervention and also what happens when the police is pulled out and what the community is then left to do?
Let me say, when they staged the deployment in Westbury last year, we were stationed at the police and we were tenting outside of the police station. That was still, I think, the 2nd or the 3rd or 4th of January, when we had decided as a community that, we're gonna live at the police station so that we make sure that we have our eyes on the police continuously. There was deployments made, and then also what we saw was there was only a certain amount of people that was arrested, and only a certain gang that was arrested, obviously. On the other hand, the others was on the loose. So that left us as a community based on so many questions, because then you question the police as to what they are really doing. Then bit by bit the units was retracted, and eventually there was no police in the area and you were left with Sapphire Town only. And that's where our major problem lies. It's with the Sapphire Town police. And then obviously when they do deployments from different units, it takes police at least about 3 days to be in the community, and they are also in the pocket of the gang leaders.
Just over the last couple of weeks, I mean, we know, of course, police are searching for several suspects. Talk to us about the last couple of weeks. What's been happening in your communities and how has the community been affected?
Oh, man. I mean, as I'm sitting here, I feel as though, when I think of how I feel currently, I feel, that I just pull myself together and I'm just one of community members that feel this way right now. When I go back to Friday there was, in the afternoon, there was obviously 3 people that were shot, and shall I say 4 and 3 died. And the evening, 3 people shot and 2 died. So for Westbury only, we had 5 people that were shot and killed. How does a mom feel to be able to go through something like that? How do you move on as community from such an imposition? Whereas, when the police do come in, their way of approach to our people, it's like we're nothing. It's the things that they say is that you need to erase each other. You need to kill each other. This is how you need to live. Are we not people at the end of the day? That is just me feeling this way. And as I said, I'm just one of the community members. How many of the other people, how do we feel? Because at this current moment, we have hatred towards each other because your brother was involved with my brother's death or with my son's death. you know. So I begin to hate you as opposed to we standing by each other to fight the scourge of violence and death in our community.
As you are today, you have obviously, you've run out of interventions, you've run out of things to do. You're scared for your life because you feel like you are standing between gangs, powerful gangs, that have connections at very powerful establishments, as you've told me, including law enforcement, and you standing between them and the police. Where do you think government has failed, and what would you like them to do?
You know, let me say, I was on the CPF of the area, which is broken down at Sector 1, that is Westine, Coronationville and Westbury. So I represented our community. So I'm the voice to the community, to the police, based on the wrongs of the police and also the wrongs from our community. And you know what I've seen in areas like Soweto, you get to see how people run a street committee based on the CPF. It's a powerful structure that works. But the link between the police and the people is very different, so that endangers you. At this current moment, not only as a community member, and not only as an activist, not only as one that works in the community based on an organization, mighty men that normally do things in the community, I also stand as a pastor in the community. So we, at the end of the day, we have to bury boys that, you know, at the end of the day, when you do a funeral for the one gang member, you are now seen as part of that gang. And that endangers you tremendously. Even right now, like as you said earlier on, my life is in danger at a tremendous bad state at this current moment, because there are certain places I can't walk in our area because you are seen as a certain gang member. Whereas if there's one person in our community that really has the community's heart, or the best interest of our community at heart, it's myself. You know, so it endangers us tremendously. But I will fight, even if it means that I die to this. I will die fighting